I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
What the hell's going on out here?
Talking Dicks comedy podcast. This is the spinoff of the Two Dicks. That's on YouTube. Check us out. Hilarious Detectives, 1954, black and white, little shorts. Talking Dicks is the spinoff. This is the pod. We started during COVID times. I'm Al Romas, Tampa, Florida, home base. That is Al Ducharme. He's on the Explorer of the Seas, San Juan, Puerto Rico. He's had a hellacious 2-day travels. Let's catch up and find out what's happening, Alfredo.
Well, thanks for having me on your podcast, Al.
Glad to have you. Thanks for doing it.
Yes, I was on a Celebrity Silhouette, the Celebrity Silhouette cruise line, and I disembarked in St. Martin. I actually stayed 4 extra days because the comedian coming on board tested positive for Omicron. And they asked, so they asked me to continue on, which I did. And then they gave me the big boot in St. Martin. Yeah. But getting off the ship into St. Martin, it's links that you have to sign up and fill out all your paperwork, and then you go through 4 pages. You get to the very end, and it said, you need this information, and you go, I don't have that information. And it doesn't save any of the stuff that you put in. So then you got to go get the information from documentation officer, but they can't give it to you until St. Martin authorities give it to you, so it's like a catch-22 situation. So anyways, get to the airport, and as you know, the airport was leveled during the Hurricane Maria, like 4 years ago, was that?
Yeah, that was about
4
years ago, and yeah.
And then they had a year and a half of no traveling there to fix it last year, and they did it. It's all makeshift. It's like a MASH unit with unorganized MASH unit, and it's just a free for all. And I eventually made my way to Miami. I go to the immigration. I do all the things I have to do, and I had the mobile passport because my global entry expired. But the mobile passport is just as quick. It was like three people in front of me. It was actually better.
I told us nobody downloads.
Don't tell anybody. Passport. I don't want anybody to know.
I know. I don't want either. It's unbelievable though.
Then stop talking about it.
No one is on the last time I traveled through Miami. There was one person in front of me at mobile passport, big black guy, and I said something like, I go, can you believe no one's on the sign? He goes, nobody's got the passport, and it was Warren Sapp, who from the Tampa Bay Bucks, who I had met many years ago in the airport again, but in Tampa. But he was like, nobody got the passport. I'm like, I know, it's unbelievable. It's free. Nobody even knows it exists, and they have 2 lanes for it, and no one's in there. It's fantastic.
It was awesome. Now the couple sitting next to me, they had the window in the middle seat, and I had the aisle. And she was all worried. Oh, honey, we're going to miss our connection. Blah, 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 blah. So I was sitting we were in row 8. So it was towards the front of the plane. I said, well, why don't you guys get your stuff out and skedaddle? I've been in this situation a million times, and it's not fun. You have to go through immigration and then go recheck. And it's Miami can be stressful. So they said, oh, thank you so much. And then they go through, and I'm thinking automatically, these people are pros. They're going to go through with the mobile passport. I walk by them, and they're in a line of 400 deep. 400 deep.
You got to know what
people.
You're doing, folks. Know what you're doing. Got to travel. You know what you're doing.
I walk. There's 2 people in front of me in mobile passport, and there's 6 people at the global entry. The global entry did move a little quicker because there's kiosk, whereas mobile passport, I have to see somebody, and the people in front of us were having an issue. So it really only took like 3 or 4 minutes. And these people were like, and they were like freaking out. They're going to miss it. And so I made my way back to my hotel, and I had a prescription to pick up. I have a prescription.
Viagra.
I have medical, a little Viagra. It's finasteride. It was to shrink my prostate,
Viagra.
Which is
what?
To shrink my prostate, which is now back to normal. But I'm continuing to take it because it's good for my hair loss, my thinning hair. So it's stop that in the tracks.
I told you that.
What a prick! Stop being a prick.
I'm saying, this will shrink your prostate and you'll grow hair. Okay.
It did. It arrested my hair thinning, so I'm very pleased with it. So I'm still on it. But the point is, I ran out, and I'm on the road for a month. So we call my doctor. He calls the CVS in Miami, not far from my hotel. And there's a big mix-up. Mm-hmm. We don't have it, blah, blah, blah. I go to the airport without my finasteride. I fly to Puerto Rico. I go to my hotel. There's a CVS a block away. I walk over.
Growing on that flight.
My prostate is expanding.
And your hair is
my hair's falling out. My hair's falling out. 37,000 feet.
Hair's growing on your prostate.
I got pubic hair coming out of the edge of my pants, my belt buckle. It's a horrible situation. And I go a block from my hotel, and the woman goes, "Oh, yeah, it'll be about 15 minutes." I'm like, why was this so difficult? And now I made my way to the ship, and I'm going to be here for 2 weeks. So there you have it.
You could always, but you're going to be in the Carib. I'm sure you could get that same prescription for $3 in any pharmacy in
Mexico,
in the Caribbean,
anywhere in the Caribbean.
Anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere.
That sounds like a generic or whatever, you know.
Sure, it sure is. Now, you had your
New
Year's.
That prostate shrinking drug. You got that prostate hair growing drug.
What would they call that in Spanish? El shrinco prostato.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work. That'll work.
You had your New Year's Eve show. Tell us about that, and tell us about your shows this week.
New Year's Eve at McCurdy's Comedy Theater in Sarasota. Really nice. One show. This is the way you do it. You know what I mean? These guys are pros. 30 years in the business. One show, 9:30. Done 11:45. Off the stage. Owner Les McCurdy goes back up. You know, a couple of raffle prizes, that kind of shit. And then big screens come down. We watch the ball drop. This club, Sarasota, it's an older crowd. You know what I mean? So 12 o'clock, we're all, hey, ball drops. Everybody kiss everybody, you know, blah, blah, blah. Happy New Year. 12:05, showroom's empty.
I love it.
Empty.
I love it.
These people, it was gone. It was like, you just turn around and go, what the fuck? They're all gone. Wow.
No 2:30 in the morning, vomiting people and fights and the girl crying with her mascara because her boyfriend broke up with her with the new chick that he's kissing.
No. These people at 12:07 were sound asleep, and they were a great audience. And then, you know, we went out, had some drinks after. There's a bar right around the corner, and you know, staying at a hotel down the road, and it was all good, man. It was a great New Year's Eve. And did you work New Year's Eve, or were you off? What were you doing?
I was on a cruise ship, and I did not perform that evening, which is wise.
Did you do a show that night, or
no? No, I did it. I did it on the 2nd of January. My next show was on the 2nd of January. So I've had my performance.
What did you do New Year's Eve besides masturbate, weep, you know, repeat? What did you do?
Well, I didn't do that. I didn't masturbate and weep. I wept, and then I masturbated, and then rinse and repeat.
Okay. Yeah. Everyone's got their own little methods, and you know, whatever you find out what works for you. And
I was in bed at 12:07 p.m. as well.
Yeah.
That was all good.
We were a little hungover New Year's Day, but not bad. You know, not bad at all. And then got some breakfast and went to Siesta Key. Hung out in Siesta Key for a little bit, and then made our way home. And then I've done McCurdy's all last week, Wednesday through Sunday. Again, great shows. Go to this club in Sarasota, Florida, McCurdy's Comedy Theater. They do it right, man. They do it
right.
Doing, you know,
you got to book the Talking Dicks. You got to book the Two Dicks and the Talking Dicks there. That's two big shows right there.
I'd love to. Yeah, I think so. We'll get in his ear about that. And
hey, should we
bring it
tell
in
the
there.
folks that the two dicks and the talking dicks, these are the same people, by the way, are going to be performing together at the Tropicana
Yes.
in Las Vegas in May.
Yes.
The May 20.
In May.
Is it May 23rd through the 29th? Is that what it is?
I believe it is the 23rd through the 29th, Monday through Sunday at the Laugh Factory.
With
at the
Mr. With Mr. Harry Basil, a very funny comedian and club partner owner.
Mm-hmm.
And he finally made it work for us. And hopefully Bernadette Pauly will join us, and we're going to try to work out that with the schedule and whatnot. And if
That
so,
would be fantastic.
we're going to be shooting 2 episodes of the Two Dicks,
What?
which you can find. Yes,
What?
2.
Sounds like a lot
Right?
of work.
Well, how about no? Yeah. What if we do a longer one and
2
do a part 1 and part 2, because Vegas is special.
Yeah, Vegas, 19th. We'll go downtown, 19th. Make it black and white, 1954. Downtown Vegas. We'll be in our dumb suits and it'd be fun. We could, a lot of scenarios that we can come up with for Dicks in Vegas.
So what? Yeah. Why
figure
don't we do
out,
that? Why don't we
but,
do like an 8 to 10 minute episode and put it in 2 parts? We'll have a little freedom.
man, a little movie, like a little movie. Cut it in half, and that'd be fun. I like it.
All right.
Like the way
All
you're
right, I'm
thinking
looking,
there,
I'm
Alfredo.
looking forward. Do you think Do you think we should ask him if he'll promote it as the Two Dicks, or no? Not too many people are keen on using that as a title.
They don't like the dicks part. That's the problem. They don't like it. And I would love it if he would do that, but I don't know. Well, we could ask. Harry's cool. He's a comic. He gets
We
it.
could call it the Two
He
Dicks.
knows what we're doing. He knows
We could
what
call
we're
it
doing.
the Two Detectives, aka the Two Dicks, or the Two Detectives, aka the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast, or something, so that we get the
Well,
two
we should
detectives
have
first.
Harry on. Let's have Harry on the pod.
The
Harry's
episode.
got an amazing story. He's like I'm saying on the pod, because Harry's an original like comedy store guy.
Oh no,
He
I
knows
know.
everybody.
He was the young Roddy
Directed
Dangerfield's
Rodney's
young.
movies.
Yeah, he was on the Young Comedian Special way back in the
Yeah.
day. He did
Yeah,
his.
I watched the Showtime documentary on the Comedy Store, and you see Harry's picture left and right on that.
He's everywhere.
And,
he knows everyone.
yeah. So
Let's get Harry. Let's see if he'll. Yeah, let's have him on.
for the
We'll
pod.
ask him. We'll invite him.
Yeah.
I'd like to actually get him into the episode if we can get him for like an afternoon and shoot a scene or something.
Get him to direct it.
I would love to get him. He's a big director. He's like
Yeah.
real Directors Guild guy, Hollywood shit.
Exactly. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah.
Man? We could
Hey,
ask him,
hey, Harry, book us
direct the
together. Book my wife. She's a comic. Be on our podcast and direct and be in it.
Yeah.
What are you running a business?
What's the big deal? Come on.
I hope
be
at
an
least
episode
he'll
of
be
Two Dicks.
flattered. Why don't we throw it all at him and say, if you can do any of it or all of it, that would be amazing. But we got to be well prepared.
Yeah.
So let's get a nice solid script together. We can start working on it now, and that way we can pitch it to him. At least if he can think about it.
Yeah.
Because it's before you know it, 4 months is going to fly. 4.5 months will fly.
It goes fast, no doubt about it, and we'll be there. So yeah, we'll have a script, and I like the idea of the 2-parter, a little longer episode, 2 parts. I don't know what Alfred's doing. He's turning on his TV for some reason.
I'm turning down the
He's
volume
gotten
because
bored and
the
watching.
football.
He's watching.
No, I love listening to you.
Yeah, I see that. If you don't have the Patreon, you really should get the Patreon. It's $5 a month. You can watch the video as I'm talking. Alfred is looking around for a remote control and then watching TV. This is the ADD disease. There it is. He's got the
Al
remote.
Ducharme
He
disease.
can't
No,
stay-
I had
he can't
the
stand
Baltimore
still, can't
Pittsburgh games
focus.
on, and the volume was too loud, so I turned it down. Back to you and your podcast. Al.
Yeah. Thank you. Remind me not to invite you anymore on this show.
We're gonna have more guests, aren't we?
we?
We're gonna have more guests
Well,
on
we have
as
a
well.
couple. Yeah, some people have been texting both you and I about being guests on the show, and we're looking into that. We got to go through them and vet them. I don't want them coming on and saying something weird, so we got to vet them And no, I'm kidding. They're all comics. We'll get them on.
We'll gotta get them on, but also
Harry would be a good one.
Harry would be a great one. But what's great about that is we'll all be in Vegas in the same room. We'll be in the green room of the club, most likely. Whereas
that would be fun.
It's a challenging thing for us to do this while we're both on ships and bring a third person in because we just don't know what kind of signals we're going to have. Right now, it's pretty good because my ship is docked and you're on land.
And I'm home.
Home on the range.
And I'm going. This airs Monday. Wednesday, I'm going to Napa Valley, folks. If you're in the Napa Valley area, come say hello. I'll be there all over the valley drinking wine.
Straight out of Napa, yo.
And I'm going to be downtown Napa, Airbnb in it. And then, the vineyards downtown. I'm going to go see my friend, the Wine Thief. He's got a little shop downtown Napa, the Wine Thief. Going to check him out. And looking forward to it, man. Just getting away and drinking good wine and eating some cheese.
Well, it's a shame you're going by yourself.
What? Why would I go by myself?
Oh, you're not going by yourself? Who are you going with?
I'm going with my girlfriend. Yes, we couldn't have an episode without that.
I hope she gets a kick out of it.
She does get a kick out of it, and in fact, she may be coming to Vegas also. So we could.
Oh
man, if we had you, Bernie, the Dicks, the two broads. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios. We could put them both in the app. Have Harry Basil direct it. Holy God, we'd have something there. That would be
wow.
That'd be big, man. Big.
That's a lot. That's a lot of flowers to pick.
That's.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. That was weird. That was like the Don Rickles thing. I don't know what that meant. That was weird. You know what I mean? That's a lot of flowers to pick. What the fuck are you talking about? What did that?
That's a garden in full bloom right there. There's a lot of manure underneath there and a lot of rich soil. Yeah.
Hey now. I think those are euphemisms, and I don't care for it.
Hey now, you're a rock star.
Hey, you know what we have today? I don't have an envelope, but you know what we have? Questions. That's right. And since I don't have my envelope, I'm going by memory of this question because I didn't write it down. But it's from Karen Fitzgerald, who was a comedian in Tampa, and she left and went to I don't know where. I think New Hampshire, your old neck of the woods, around that New England thing. And she's up there now. And she wrote a question in to the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast, which anyone can do on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever. She wrote, have you guys ever considered doing anything else other than comedy? Meaning, was there a point during your comedy career you thought, you know what? I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I'm going to go work at, a job or go get a different type of career. Has there ever been during that whole span of your career, Alfred? Have you thought, you know what? I'm not just the way we think about it, but really thought, I want to do something different. I'm out.
I've done a couple of different things along the way. Although I did start stand-up comedy in high school, and then I started doing it kind of full-time towards the end of college. So I was kind of right out of the gate doing it. But during the first few years, I was on the road so much. I met my fiance at the time. We didn't end up getting married. But,
at the time?
At the time. And she didn't like me being away so much. So I started to curtail my road gigs. And I took a...
She didn't know you that well is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because once they get to know you, get on the road, you son of a bitch.
Get out.
When are you leaving?
Get back. Well, Bernadette says, get on the ships. Just get the hell on the ships.
Yeah, just go.
I want my space back. Slither your body off of mine. Get the fuck out. I'm done with you. Besides, Tyrone's going to be here in 10 minutes.
Direct quote, yes.
Yeah, so I took a part-time job doing some private detective
For
work
this broad,
for an
you
insurance
gave up comedy
fraud
for this woman. You gave up
insurance
comedy for a
fraud
woman.
insurance fraud mostly.
Mm.
Yeah, I did that, and I was making back then like $20 an hour back in the 90s, and I was doing that. I was supposed to do it 15, 20 hours a week, but I always ended up working 40 or 50, and I was burning the candle at both ends because I'd come home, from a gig from Maine at like 3 in the morning, and they wanted me to go follow somebody at 5:30, 6 in the morning. So
Yeah,
it eventually didn't work out, and I went back on the road. So
and you
have I
broke
ever
up
thought
with
of
her
just
at the
I
end
would
of
love
that.
if my voiceover career like really like went to this next level, that inner circle of the guys that just do it from their home, and
Yeah.
I could pick and choose what gigs I wanted to do. I would always do stand up. I wouldn't give it up entirely, no. But
Hmm.
I would definitely taper off traveling. I would just do the best of the best
Sure.
gigs, and then or my favorite gigs. There's a couple of like low paying gigs that I still do because I just love the way I'm treated in the crowds. But for the most part, I would
Yeah.
just pick and choose. That's it.
You keep the low paying gigs, even though you like the people. Like you'll go back and do it, and
Certain,
even
yeah,
though you go, money sucks.
I do like 4 or 5 of them. I would say during normal times a year, where I just, I'll tag it along with another gig that I have. You know,
Right.
I get to visit family and
Yeah.
whatnot, and the people are great. The bookers are great.
Right.
One of these bookers you can just like text and go, "Hey, do you have anything open in July?" They go, "I could put you in this weekend or that weekend, whatever you want, pal." Mike Clark, whatever.
Those people are great. I
Yeah.
did that last week. I thought of because I had such a good time New Year's Eve, local Sarasota. So I texted Eric at Visani's. I go, hey, I'd love to do New Year's Eve next year at your club. And he wrote back, he goes, done. How easy was that? So
Wow.
boom, New Year's Eve date for the end of the year. But those guys are great where you could just, you have a few of everyone has a few of those you gather over the years where you just go, hey, how about this? And they go, yeah, sure. Come on in.
I
So it's
I
nice
just
to have.
kind of did that. It's not completely firmed up, but Bernadette niece is getting married in Aruba in February, like a
Ooh,
Valentine's
yeah. Good
wedding.
club there, right?
Yeah, Aruba
In
Rays.
Aruba?
Ray Ellen, yeah.
Aruba, right.
So Ray and I haven't been able to. We've been trying to hook up for 3 years, well, 4 years because of the pandemic, and it just didn't work out schedule wise. But I was trying to get it where I would get off a ship in Aruba and stay there, But anyways, I said, "Hey,
Right.
listen, keep me in mind for February." He
That's
goes,
tricky, though.
I'll put you right. I'll pencil you in, and if I'm still doing it by then, you're the first one. So I'm like, how great's that? Just to like
Yeah.
do a gig, go to a wedding, spend 10 days
Right.
there.
Beautiful. That's when it works out. Those kind of things are
Yeah.
great. And it does work out a lot because if you've done this long enough, you do know people and it's easy to, but something like that, Aruba, a wedding, a gig, can't beat that. It's nice.
Absolutely.
Very nice. To answer Karen's question for me, I don't think I've ever really thought about it, given it up. Knock on wood, other than the pandemic. I've been lucky, always kind of worked and
You came right out of the
okay,
Navy, kind of dabbled in it. You did some DJ stuff, and then you went full time. Is that correct?
that is correct. Yeah, I DJ'd at a radio station for, like 2 years, but did comedy at night and then started getting paid and then left radio. But then I've been in it since. And again, other than COVID, everything's been good,
We've
So
been very
hopefully it's
fortunate
back.
to go
We're-
from our
we're back.
20s,
Very
our
fortunate.
early 20s,
I know.
to be
Crazy.
full time comedians until COVID.
It is amazing.
That is.
I
Do
don't
you
know
know
how.
do you know how
You
many,
look back.
do you know how many
So,
careers
I
that
don't know.
is?
I know. It's amazing. And I see these young comics now and they're like, ask me, I'm like, I don't, they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know. I go, I didn't really have a a great plan. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, just keep doing it. You know, it sounds so lame, but that's all you can do when somebody asks advice. You just got to get on stage and keep doing it. But everybody wants like a shortcut now. You know what I mean? Like they're always like, yeah, but how do I get? Like I had one guy recently goes, hey, I see you're on the ships. I want to do that. I'm like, well, you've been doing comedy a year. You can't do that. It's just.
I know guys that have been doing comedy for 20 years. They do a ship once. They're like, I can't do this. Because they're not used to it.
But it's like being, it's like being in junior high school saying, I want to play for the Yankees or Major League Baseball. It's like, no, you have to go through the minors. You have to go. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So I don't know. That's what they're looking for. But then if you tell them you got to go on stage every night, you got to work for years, and they don't want to hear that, which I understand. No. I mean, I probably wouldn't want to heard it anyway today. But back in the day, that's just the way it was. I don't even, you know what I mean? When you just were doing comedy every night. That's why I think you got to love it. You can't just be like, I watched a movie and there was a comedian. I think I'll do that. Man, you got to want it. You got to really, because you can't think about shit. You know what I mean? When you're doing it, starting out, you didn't think about, I hope next year I'm on a ship or I'm on TV. You were doing comedy nightly. And then eventually, you know, things happen. But I don't think it's work ethic today. A little different.
And the the advent of the
Take
social
a
media
pause next time. Take a longer pause next time, if you would, between me talking and you responding. If you would.
How's that? Well, you started. You know what it is? You started to sound like a robot. So I wasn't sure if you were going to disconnect. No, you did. You started to sound like a robot, and I thought it was going to disconnect. So
your Wi-Fi sucks. What can I say?
It's not my Wi-Fi. It's the ship's Wi-Fi.
My Wi-Fi is beautiful. I'm in HD here, for God's sake.
You're in brick and mortar on land. I'm floating. The ship is moving like 4 inches, 6 inches.
You're goddamn right. You're goddamn right. I'm on brick and mortar. So that's the answer, Karen. Al was a private dick for a little bit. I never thought of changing careers, and thanks for question. Thanks for helping out.
Yes, thank you.
Write a question in.
Absolutely.
Write a question in Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast, and
we'll mention you. We'll plug you. I mean, mention your name.
Hey
That's
now.
What?
Hey now. Oh.
What?
What? Plug?
I don't know. But all good. Anything else we want to talk about here and cover on this magnificent comedy podcast?
Well, it was an effort, this one, to get done, but we got it done. Your travel's been, outrageous in the last few days. We normally would record a little earlier than this, and you've had some travel hell, but you made it. It's all good. We got the pod.
I didn't
never miss a week. If you've noticed that, folks,
no,
we're always here.
We have not missed a week. Up. We have 165 volumes. We call these volumes instead of episodes because the Talking Dicks web series, we called those episodes. But these are volumes. I forgot to tell you, when I was going through immigration in Miami, my bags are coming off. I take my big bag and I put it kind of next to me, but there's a commotion going on with the whole family, so I move my bag back a little bit. And I'm waiting for my second bag, and I'm leaning over, and I finally see it after several minutes, and I pull my second bag off, and then I look, and my other bag is gone. Gone. It's got my clothes, my good clothes, my stage stuff, gone. Toiletries. It's got my inflatable woman, my condoms.
Oh, jeez.
I got the KY jelly in there. It's gone.
This is
gone. And it's 20 minutes of heart racing. Where the fuck is my bag? So I look at all these people leaving, and I see all these bags because, as you know, many bags look alike. I see all these people leaving with the same size, same color, like an off-gray silverish. And I'm like, so I'm start running up to people. And I'm like, many bags look alike. Many bag looks alike. I go, excuse me, can you turn yours? Do you have the right bag? And they're like, get away from me, you freak. And everybody's masked up. And so then I see a person, they've got the identical bag of mine, and I follow them past the you cannot return point. And there's a guy right there, and I just realized that. I went, I go, she's got my bag. She's got my bag. And these people, like, scurry away because they're trying to make their connection. And he goes, well, go get it. Go get it. You moron, basically. I go, I have my other bag. It's back there. And he goes, I go, and I can't go back in because it says do not return. And he just looks at me. And he turns away, he opens a door, and just goes in a door and disappears. And then I make my way. He's like, I don't see anything, man. Nothing. I see nothing. I go back in.
It's not my job, man.
It's not my job, man. And I grab my other bag before it disappears. Yeah. And then I start looking at these porters. There's a bunch of porters. And they hauled off all these bags from the carousels, and they put them off to the side. So I run up to him. I go, did you take the bags over here? He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, have a look. So I start looking. I see mine. It's buried. And he goes, I go, that's my bag. He goes, well, go ahead and take it. I pull it, and I'm like 6 bags. Boom, 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 fall off. But it was just heart racing and stressful after going through all that paperwork and getting denied and whatnot, and then finally getting approved. Ugh.
Yeah. Travel is fun, isn't it? It's a good time. Travel's exciting. Well,
it's so much worse during and I'm a little rusty because when I've been taking some of these cruises, I've been taking 2 and 3 weeks. So I'm not doing that 3 or 4 days, 1 week, and I'm constantly on the move. And you're just like, you know exactly what to do.
No, it's all different now, too. It's all different. I mean, it's different. Everything's, it's much more difficult. It was never easy, travel. But now it is quite different. That bag thing reminded me. I saw Young Frankenstein the other night, and then when Dr. Frankenstein asked Igor for help with the bags. Remember, he's got Terry Garr and Madeline Kahn out there, and he goes, "Would you help me with the bags?" He goes, "All right, I'll take the blonde. You take the brunette." And he does it just as Groucho. It's hilarious.
I'll take the blonde. You take the brunette.
It's so funny.
It is.
Oh my God!
You can't do that now. That was great.
No, of course. The 2 dicks could though. We can get away with shit like that because
we can.
We're in the 50s. Leave us alone. We're going to be in Vegas in the 50s. That's the whole point. We can be politically correct, and that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a good time.
Me too.
We will work on getting Harry on the pod with us. That would be Harry Basil would be a great podcast. I don't know why we didn't think of it earlier. That seems like a natural fit.
Well, they finally booked us together. That's why.
Us. That's true. Son of a bitch. It took too long, but we love Harry. He's a good man. And I did a show last time I was in Vegas. In fact, I think I was with Harry, and he couldn't follow me. But whatever, he's a good guy. And
dude, we should flip flop when we're out there because you're solid.
No,
you're a dick. No. All right, that's it for us.
I'm the feature act. You're the head.
Oh,
you're the head
motherfucker.
Feature act.
He fucking floors it. When I have to follow him, he fucking floors it. He's so annoying. He's so annoying.
Go. What am I going to do?
He starts doing my closing bit. He's unbelievable.
He's back. Gotta make. I gotta make out work for that headliner money.
And then when I
gotta make you work.
I went easy on you. I didn't fucking full throttle it when I featured for you.
I think you're full throttle. I think that was your full throttle. I think that was full throttle.
Until next time, arrivederci.
Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
What?
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary.
Go to patreon.com/the2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.